Hi, I'm Father Ken Metz, a priest here at All Souls Parish in Sanford, Florida. Welcome to our series on the major feasts in our parish. I love mysteries. I love to read detective stories, whodunits. I love to get to the bottom of a computer issue or how an app works. I love to figure out how anything works. I think that drove my mother crazy, or at least gave her a lot of gray hair when I was a kid. But I haven't figured out the mystery of the Trinity yet. But we must be careful about the word mystery. Most mysteries I mentioned a minute ago, I try to solve by staying one step ahead of the detective, by fixing the computer or figuring out an app, by knowing how something works. And most of us understand and use the word mystery in this sense. A mystery is something to be solved. That, however, is not what the Bible or the church means by mystery. The biblical understanding of mystery is not something to be solved, but something to be entered into. We might not fully understand a mystery, but we can know a mystery. From the beginnings of humankind, people used their brains and their experiences to try to figure out who and what God is. The Romans and the Greeks had their pantheons of gods. Other societies worshipped their ancestors. And various thinkers came up with speculations about God. Some thought the sun, moon, and stars were gods. But in time, near the city of Ur in the Chaldees, God began to reveal himself to the Hebrew people. First, he spoke to Abraham, who was named Abram until God spoke to him. And he promised to make Abraham a father of many nations, and he would give him a land for his chosen people. He spoke to Moses in the burning bush during the Exodus from Egypt. And he spoke to him on Mount Sinai when he gave him the 10 Commandments. And so in Judaism, we learned that there is only one God. Not a pantheon of God, not a lot of different gods. We know this because he revealed this truth to us through Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Moses, and the rest. Now, with the coming of Jesus, God revealed his nature to us. Jesus taught us the single most important thing that we know about God. He taught us that God is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And this is the belief that we call the Trinity. Now, the basis for this belief is found in the New Testament. In John chapter 14, verses 6 to 14 is a section where Jesus talks about his relationship with his Father, that he and the Father are one. And then in verses 15 and 16, he talks about the fact that the Father will send another, the Holy Spirit. And for Catholics, this teaching is a mystery hidden in God, which can never be known unless being revealed by God. In the Catechism of the Catholic Church, we read, the mystery of the Most Holy Trinity is the central mystery of Christian faith and life. It is the source of all other mysteries of faith. And later on, the Catechism says, but his innermost being as Holy Trinity is a mystery that is incomprehensible to reason alone, or even to Israel's faith before the incarnation of God's Son and the sending of the Holy Spirit. St. Augustine put it this way many years ago: since it is God we are talking about, you do not understand it. If you did understand it, it would not be God. Nevertheless, because of its importance, we have tried in many ways to image the Trinity. Even though the mystery of the Trinity is not a mathematical issue of 3 into 1 or 1 into 3, we have other ways of trying to express that. We've used symbols. the equilateral triangle, the circle of eternity, the interwoven circles, a triangle in a circle, the fleur-de-lis, and St. Patrick's shamrock. We have used icons, and the most famous icon is the Russian icon by the Holy Trinity by Rublev from the 15th century. It represents three angels speaking and visiting Abraham. But it's much deeper than that. And I'll share an explanation of this icon in another video. And there are other icons, but most seem to be modeled on Rublev. But we even have sculptures representing the Trinity. And this sculpture was created by Gublinie in 1970. It is fashioned from hammered brass and a satin finish with silver. It's located in the sanctuary of St. Mark's Church in Kenosha, Wisconsin, where I was pastor many years ago. It remains for me my favorite representation of the Trinity in an art form. But what difference does it make that we believe in the Trinity? Well, it means that God is in essence loving relationship. Father, Son, Holy Spirit, unity in this Trinity. It means that through our personal relationship with Jesus, we share in the life, the divine life of the Trinity. And it means that since God is love, and we are made in the image and likeness of God, it is our very nature to live in loving relationship with God and with one another. And therefore, our belief in the Trinity is not merely an intellectual exercise. It's got nothing to do with mathematics, but it is an entrance into a loving relationship with our God. The church celebrates the mystery of the Trinity on the Sunday after Pentecost. This is the only major celebration of a doctrinal nature in the church. It's not an event in the life of our church, part of our sacred history. But it's far too important to rush past it during our late spring celebrations of graduations and weddings and what else we do. Take the time to reflect on this mystery, not trying to solve it, but to enter into the love of God, the love of the Trinity. And so until next time, adios. Remember to visit us at allsoulssanford.org, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and like us on Facebook. We also live stream our daily and weekend masses. Come join us wherever you are and whenever you can.